today I am here with my friend, Miss Mary Timpany.
Oh, thank you, Kathy. You're one of my favorite people to play opposite
Aw,
of.
how much do I have to pay you for that?
Nothing. I just remember that wonderful scene we had together, and it flowed so well, and it just felt so natural. We were both like, magic. This is
Yes.
theater magic.
I know, and that was our first time meeting each other. We just connected.
We did.
I love your necklace.
Oh,
Beautiful.
Thank you.
Beautiful. You know what? That was one thing that I loved about you, Mary. I just loved your wardrobe. You just seemed so free spirited and just.
Thank you. Thrift shops. That's my big secret. Yeah. If it's on sale.
Yes.
Thanks.
Mary, you're an actress. How did you start acting? What got you in the industry?
Gosh, I picked up a book in third grade, and it was about an imam, which it was so foreign to us, which would be a Muslim holy man. And there were just these bizarre tales in there, and my father had a lovely bathrobe. So I hooked some of my friends into performing these as little things in third grade.
Wow.
It was so much fun. I forgot what we did about a burro because we had to have a donkey in there someplace. But maybe we just mimed that. I don't think we could find one.
So you just caught the bug and.
I think that's it. Yeah.
Wow. So are any of those friends still acting?
Well, this was in New Berlin, Wisconsin. So I don't know what they're doing.
You don't know what they're doing.
No, but collecting Social Security probably.
You do theater predominantly, right?
I do.
Do you do any film work?
Well, that's the magic of being down in Phoenix. There are so many student films and so many projects and web series people want to do. So for the last 2 years, since I've been coming down here more, I have kind of gotten the film bug, and I'm the sort of the reluctant, lazy actress because you can do 2 takes and get your check and you're out the door. Yeah, grab a piece of pizza and stuff. And I also like it that it's a lot of times it's first-time directors and they're in film school here, and they have so much energy and they're just, they'll stay up all night to finish up something, and they'll be there at 6 a.m. and they just have a lot going for them.
You know, and I love that you give back a lot to the students.
Oh,
It's like you have a sweet spot for that area,
you.
and that's great because that's how they're going to learn. They need subjects like you to help them, and you're such a fun subject.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
You know what? One thing that I loved about you, just so quick-witted and. Just funny. Do you consider yourself a comedian?
No, I don't think I'm that funny. I think the people I'm with are funny. That's what makes a fun situation. I think it's the chemistry and the reactions you have.
I think you need to look more into comedy because I think you got it.
Thank you.
Yeah, see, I told you. I loved a little skit you were working on where you played this upscale little lady with her little dog and.
Oh, how fun.
Yes, I loved that character.
Oh, thank you.
How was that experience for you?
It was great, and I have dragged our little pooch into many a show with me. I had a monologue I had to memorize, and I had trouble with it. And I thought, you know what, I'm going to do the opposite of what W.C. Fields tells you to do. I'm going to put a dog in with me. And our dog was so good. I held him like this, and he was hanging there, and I was talking about sex anyway. And he was just there, and I thought, if I flub up, people aren't going to notice. They're going to be looking at the little fluffy thing.
You also, speaking of film and theater, it takes a lot of time with theater, as our previous guest was saying that, sometimes you're rehearsing and studying for weeks and weeks and hours and hours. You played Eleanor Roosevelt.
Oh, yeah, so fun.
Tell us about that character.
Well, I did research her, and I knew I couldn't do that voice. She has kind of a squawky voice. She didn't have that deep of an accent, though, that I wouldn't. And I thought, well, I don't think anybody's in the audience is going to remember what she sounded like, because she's been dead a while. But I liked researching her, and I think that made me realize how much fun it is to research an era, or you research a person, research a news article.
Wow, that was wonderful. You know what? Doing history, you have to be on point, even though you may say something different or
Mm-hmm.
out of order, but you have to give them accurate information. So you have to make sure you give it right, especially if we're using a lot of dates.
I
and things.
remember that. Yeah, I remember
So
that.
you have to really be accurate when it comes to giving out history.
Yeah.
Do you enjoy doing history?
I do. I mean, it's a challenge. I played Big Nose Kate in Prescott. They have a Ghost Talks there, and I somebody got me for saying, 1865 instead of 1864. And it's because there'll always be somebody in the audience who will
Look
be
like, lady, it's only a year after.
I know. But they got me.
Yes. When it comes to a historical event, someone will catch it.
Mm-hmm.
They will most definitely, if it's not someone in the audience. While you're up there on stage, they're yelling up there to you, hey, that didn't happen in 1864. What advice would you give to someone wanting to get into theater?
Just apply for everything. I think it's like, trying to get a job. And I think we all use Durrantscom, and just apply for everything. There was, when I was just getting started down here, a student show or a film, and it was an insurance adjuster, but kind of space agey. And I thought, I was an insurance adjuster for a couple of years, so I told the man that, and he auditioned me, and I did. It was supposed to be a man, so I got that part. So that's my advice.
Right.
Just go ahead. I've tried out for a male sheriff, because I thought,
sometimes that happens.
Yeah, just kind of expand their horizon a little bit.
Right.
So
they may have this vision of what they think it should be,
right,
until they see you perform it in front of them and say, hey, I think I love that. So, Mary, earlier you mentioned up there when you were speaking about home. Where is up there?
Oh, well, I spend my time between Prescott, where we complain if it's 80 degrees, and down here. And it gives me a lot of variety.
So do you find any opportunities in the film industry up in Prescott?
No, I don't. I know there are a few little podcast shows going on, but this is the mother lode.
So
here.
when you're wanting to work or looking for work, you're looking for in the Phoenix area.
Yeah, I really find a lot more variety too.
Okay.
Here, we just did I think it's a murder mystery, but it's by subscription on Zoom. So I did a little character, and that'll be inserted into kind of a little program. So I mean, it was just kind of a quirky little thing I found out about. So it was great.
So you're doing the acting via Zoom? It's taking place via Zoom?
No, this one we did go down to the studio and have it done, but I think the people that subscribe to it will be doing it. Crime Scene, so it's it's popular. I have done a lot of Zoom. I did get used to that.
Yes, I think we all did.
I think so. Yeah.
So, Mary, throughout your acting career, could you tell us one of your most memorable roles?
I'm going to go back to college. I was Mariah on 12th Night. And again, it was like the connection you and I had. I could tell the difference in the one actor I played with, and he played Eggy Cheek. It was just so different. He had so much energy, and he just brought a lot out of you. And he did go on to become famous in Chicago. He worked with Del Close and did a lot there. So I just remember that magic, and kind of want to hearken back to it when I'm on stage too, because I think it's not just about me being a star. I think it's a lot. I want you to be successful as well up on stage or in the film.
We have to give to each other.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah, and I think that makes such a better show. It really does.
It sure does. Yeah. So, Eleanor, you do what you're supposed to do.
Yes, ma'am.
I like to when I have mature women. On my couch, I like to ask this question and bring it up because, we're in an industry where what they show us is that this industry is for young people or a certain type of people. But we have a diverse world, and there's so much work out there for this diverse world. So everyone needs to know there's a place for them. You look at the television, there's a grandma, there's the child, there's the mom, the dad. So there's a place for everyone. What would you tell someone your age that may say, you know what, I think I want to do what Mary does?
I would tell them what you just said. There is a place, and I know you go and you see these auditions. It's like 20 to 30, 20 to 30, 20 to 30, and it's just like delete. And then just keep going on because it's out there. It just is
there's a
out
place
there.
for everyone.
I love that.
We did a film some years ago, and I recall doing some casting for the director producer, and I remember meeting this sweet little lady, and I remember going to meet her and audition her, and speaking to her. I mean, there's so much history and so much knowledge, and that's being brought to the set, to the film, to the character.
I'm glad you said that. I think that's great.
And that's what I see. Each of us have our role, and we're bringing our knowledge to that character.
That's such a great philosophy, and I think it makes life easier.
It sure
Not
does.
only film and acting life, but life easier just in general, working with people.
Right. Do you have any new projects coming up?
Well, I just shot out a bunch of audition tapes, and we will see what happens. I just finished something Sunday, so back in the saddle.
Yes. So where do you find your castings at?
I'm a Durrants girl.
Durrants? Okay. Yeah. For our audience that may not know what Durrants is, could you tell them?
Well, it's wonderful. It's free.
That's a good thing.
You can subscribe to it, and this wonderful woman puts out all the notices of what's going on. And I do believe all of them.
And that's Durrants.
Is it Durant?
Oh, Durrantscom? Okay, that's a great place for people to go looking for casting.
I think there's like 5 or 6 things going on right now.
And is that pretty much the only place you look for casting for Arizona?
It is. I need to get out there a little bit more because you're so good at that, and you create your own projects. That's what I think is so admirable about you.
Oh, thank you. You know what? Like my grandma used to say, I just can't sit down. I like to keep busy.
I believe it. I believe it.
I'm sitting here now. I'm sitting here with you right now, though. So you just did some auditions, but no new projects that you're working on currently?
No, and I think, that's another thing. Just, it'll be okay. Something will pop. There's kind of a cycle, the shows close and then another one's opening.
That's true.
And you just have to kind of ride the wave.
That's true. I tell you, we love the idea of getting them coming, but it's hard when you're trying to figure, I got 2 at one time, and scheduling is conflicting with each other. So that's the life of an actor.
Yeah, and then nothing. So just enjoy.
Where can our audience find you?
As in?
On social media, website?
You're going to have to help me with that. I think I will have to get going. I've got an Instagram, but
okay. Are you on Facebook as well?
I am on Facebook, but I'm called kind of, the casual actress. But
okay. Well, you never know who's going to see this and want to work with you.
Oh, thank you.
You're such a beautiful lady.
Thank you.
Well, it was such a pleasure having you here with us today.
I was so flattered when you called and asked me to come on this because I'm like, wow.
Thank you. We'll catch you next time on Desertwood Days with Kathy Blaze.